RAWGraphs is an open-source data visualization tool that runs entirely in your browser. Load tabular data such as a CSV, and you can build a wide range of charts with drag and drop alone. Your data is processed inside the browser and never sent to a server. The page is laid out vertically. Load your data, choose a chart, map the dimensions, then customize and export. Working from top to bottom is all it takes to finish a chart. Our material is a CSV of 627 publication records of Japanese literature from the late-Edo period, 1801 to 1867, built from the National Diet Library's search bibliographic data. Each row is one book, with 7 columns including year, title, genre, and place of publication. We will explore where and what was published, using 3 kinds of charts. There are several ways to load data, including file upload and sample datasets. Here we copy a CSV published on GitHub and paste it into the Paste Your Data box. No download or installation is needed. As soon as we paste, the data is parsed and shown as a table. The message reports 627 rows, confirming that all 627 rows and 7 columns came through. Each column header carries an icon showing the detected data type, a hash for numbers, AA for strings. The publication year, is detected as a number, which is correct. The classification code, NDC_code, however, looks like a decimal and tends to be detected as a number. It is a code, not a quantity, so we click the icon and change it to string. That completes the loading check. Our first question is where these books were published. From the chart gallery, we choose bar chart. There are similar charts such as stacked bar chart, so we make sure to pick the plain bar chart. This is the mapping section. On the left, the CSV columns appear as chips. Dragging a chip onto a chart variable slot on the right is the basic operation in RAWGraphs. We drag the place of publication column, location, onto bars, and the chart appears. We leave the size slot empty. That way, each bar's height is simply the number of rows, that is, the number of publications. In Customize, we switch sort bars by to descending size. The largest bar is unknown, with 303 records, close to half the data. Among the known places, Edo stands out with 158, followed by Osaka with 73 and Kyoto with 67. Edo leads, with the 2 Kamigata cities following. The next question is what was published, the composition of genres. We switch the chart to circle packing. Switching chart types resets the mapping, so we will assign the columns again. The hierarchy slot accepts several columns in order, placing the broad category genre_major first and the finer genre after it creates a hierarchy of outer and inner circles. The order you drop them is the order of the hierarchy. We also place genre_major on color to tint each broad category and genre on label to caption the circles. Size stays empty, so the area of each circle corresponds to the number of records. 2 large clusters emerge: poetry, waka and haikai, and fiction, such as Kusuzoshi picture books and Yomaha novels. The large catch-all circle labeled Japanese literature remains because the depth of classification varies from record to record in the source data. Surfacing such quirks of classification is itself one benefit of visualization. Our third question is the relation, what was published where? We switch to the alluvial diagram, which connects categories with bands whose thickness shows the size of each combination. We place location and genre_major onto steps, in that order. The left axis is the place of publication, the right axis the genre, and the band thickness is the count. And yet this diagram is nearly unreadable. On the left, unknown is the largest node with 303 records, squeezing the known cities together. On the right, the catch-all Japanese literature dominates with 389 records, absorbing haikai and fiction alike. Still, this unreadability is informative. It shows us the state of the data, the missing values, and the uneven granularity. So we swap in a preprocessed dataset. Via change data, we paste a different CSV. It adds a genre_norm column that harmonizes genre granularity based on the NDC classification codes and keeps only the 324 records whose place of publication is known. On the same alluvial diagram, we now place location and the harmonized genre_norm. The operation is exactly the same as before. Now each city shows its character. Edo concentrates on fiction. Kyoto has the highest share of haikai and Chinese poetry among the three cities. Osaka stands out in essays. Same chart, same operations. Yet, simply tidying the data transforms what the diagram can say. That is how much the pre-processing that precedes visualization matters. The finished chart can be exported from the export section at the bottom. Give it a file name and pick a format: SVG, PNG, or JPG. SVG is a vector format. It stays sharp at any size and its labels can be retouched in a drawing tool, which makes it the right choice for publication figures. For slides or the web, PNG is the convenient option. You can also save the work itself in the .RAWGraphs format. It bundles the data and every chart setting, and you can resume later via Open Your Project. Since the file contains the data itself, be careful about who you share it with when working with unpublished material. In this video, we took 627 late-Edo publication records and answered 3 questions with 3 charts, where, with a bar chart, what, with circle packing, and what was published where, with an alluvial diagram. Along the way, we saw an unreadable diagram start to speak after a little pre-processing. RAWGraphs works the same way with your own CSV, as long as it is in long format, 1 row per record. Save it as UTF-8 and give the first row short column names. Across tabulations and merged cells will not work as is. Reshape them into long format first. Do try it with your own data.